Hello friends! You've just heard a snippet from a rehearsal for a concert back in late April, shortly after my fall from the horse. I wanted to give you a glimpse into what my daily life feels like. I am constantly surrounded by sound, it's my profession. But I've reached a point where just as much as music I crave silence, the kind broken only by birdsong and the crackle of a fire. For those of you who are new here, welcome. My name is Natalia. I'm Polish and I've been playing the violin since I was 6 years old. Recently, my husband and I managed to fulfill a dream of ours. We bought a small wooden cabin in a deeply forested part of Poland. That's where I'm starting my gardening journey and I'm so excited to share it with you. Although I am a musician, in my vlogs you will not find any music that I added in the editing session. That's because I would like to give you more relaxed type of content and also some ASMR, which I personally like very much. I'd love to be at our forest cabin all the time, but you know how it is. Duty calls. Besides the philharmonic, I also perform at weddings. Just look at the stunning cathedral in my city.
Soboczy jej króluje w jedności Ducha Świętego, Bóg przez wszystkie wieki wieków. I wszelką żywo wiarę, takiej duchowej przenosi, a miłości bez niej wstydu, nie szuka swego, nie unosi się do nieba, nie pamięta złego, nie cieszy się.
Aurel przewidujący buduje swój dom na mocnym fundamencie, jak to określił Chrystus.
They have frozen a little bit because of ground frost that was last night here. But these are still fine. And these ones I will put to ground anyway. Here you can see my sprouting peonies that have survived ground frost. That was in Poland many times during March and April. And here a climbing rose. What is a garden without a rose, right? This one is supposed to have a lot of red flowers. These green stalks here were planted by my mother and I have no idea what is it. And here we have delphinium and 2 seedlings of lupine. And also some phlox and 2 other mysterious plants planted in the ground by my mother. I have to tell you that inspiration for this garden is very clear. Of course, this is AI generated, so setting of the plants will be completely different. But idea is this: garden with flowers typical for Polish countryside. That's why here we have another rose, this time multiflora white rose, some mysterious plant planted by my mother and another phlox. Here we have phlox again, some asters and buddleia. Unfortunately, I am still missing some flowers that I would like to plant. And of course, a regular habitué of Polish gardens, hydrangea. This word have been so difficult for me to pronounce. You can't see them, but there are more hydrangeas under the fence, and some tamarisk. One more hydrangea. Can you believe it? Apparently, I have a lot of them. Hello, I am now with my husband in our cabin in the woods, let's say, but in fact there are a few houses around us. My husband went to work, but I am here. I will make myself bolognese, of course, because I love pasta. And I thought that I would show you a little bit of my garden and tell you about my very small experience in that field. So I am a complete beginner, and maybe you will have some advices for me. I can tell you one thing that I have already learned. Don't put your plants, your seedlings to the ground too early. Don't do it in March, at least at Poland, because it is still cold, and some nights there is still a ground frost, like it was tonight. And tonight is April already. So I think that all my plants, which I have put to the ground in the end of March, I think they are all alive. I am not sure about one, but anyway, I think I was too fast. In fact, I was talking with friends from my orchestra from work, and they said exactly the same as I said a minute ago. And they said that anyway, they know about it, but they always make the same mistake because they are missing summer so much, not even summer, they are missing spring so much that when the sun comes, they already want to go to their garden and put new plants to the ground. Second thing I've learned is that when you're going to the gardening shop and you have only few seedlings to plant in the ground, anyway, you should buy a lot of soil because you will use it anyway. So much goes into the hole for the plant. I have to say, a few years ago, I would never thought that I will like it so much, that I would like gardening, planting, watering so much. It gives me peace, it makes me relaxed. I don't know if there's anything better than sun and a good book. I am reading one of my favorite authors. This is Boris Akunin. He writes fantastic retro criminals, or even you can call them adventure books. I really recommend it to you. I was hoping for the sun. I have shown you the sun, but in fact there is not a lot of sun and it's cold. I'm going to the house. But first let me check my bolognese. Basically, what I wanted to do now is to water my plants, but you know, it's so cold outside, especially when the sun goes behind the clouds, that I had to lit the fire inside the house. And there is so much wind, it's really unpleasant. I just procrastinated the watering, and also I don't think they need my plants that they need the water now. Now I will finish my bolognese. I have to cook the pasta, then I will eat and read my book. This is my favorite thing to do, to eat and to read in the same time. My husband came back the next day, and between our garden chores, we prepared the gazebo for the guest he was expecting.
Jest na przykład ładne.
Nie. And here's how it turned out. By the way, I love shots of houses at night, glowing from within. It makes you long to step inside, just to be part of that warmth and coziness.
Do śmieci wszystko idzie. Powinno chyba być okej.
Tylko powiesz. Prawda w ogóle, nie?
Ciśnie. Ciśnie. O, takie. Flat. Mist. Coś.
I wouldn't be doing him justice if I didn't mention how much of a lifesaver it is to have immense help in the garden, especially when you have fallen off a horse just a few days prior. I've seen those memes floating around about gardening being the wife's hobby, while the husband is the one who feels like he's constantly at work. In other words, I have the vision, he has the muscle source. Here you can see me planting rudbeckia, coneflower, and a Chinese globe flower. So here is my new plant, and here are our little friends' ants. And what should I do? I have to water this, but it means I will kill them. I have a real dilemma. What should I do? Someone is making some renovation. What should I do? Finally some sun. This is so rare. I mean, from tomorrow there will be 20 degrees of Celsius from tomorrow. But tomorrow I start work and I can't be here. This is when you have a job, how you call it, 9 to 5. You can't be always there where you want to be, right? I can't wait to see what becomes of my garden. We have plenty of trees to the south, which keeps things cool in the summer, but with the garden facing west and north, the plants don't get much sun. Still, I'm optimistic. A garden is meant to be a pleasure, not a stress, isn't it? Sadly, duty calls me back to the city for most of May. I'm still missing a few key plants that I will be planting at the end of the month. I'm really looking forward to it. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe to see what life is like for a classical violinist in Poland, a violinist searching for more than a violin. See you next time.